Thank you, President Fountain, for the marvelous launching statement and also the kind introduction of the three core institutions. I am with East Asia Institute, based in Seoul, Korea. I think I'm not alone in this room when I say we appreciate very deeply MacArthur Foundation's effort to construct a network of think tanks in East Asia. The initiative, I think, will be remembered sometime in the future as a gallant effort to build an epistemic community of scholars and practitioners on the basis of independence, excellence, integrity, and impact. Those four are what makes think tanks work. Those four universal principles are what makes think tanks different from pure academic institutions. Personally, it is a great honor for me to be part of that gallant effort. Personally, it is a great honor to team up with such a distinguished group of scholars and institutions to pursue the ideal of common peace and common security in Northeast Asia. East Asia Institute is based in Seoul. I know that there is another institution with the same name in Singapore. The EAI that I'm affiliated with is a smaller one, much younger one, but as energetic as Singapore's EAI. The EAI in Seoul was born in 2002. It is an independent, non-profit think tank. The mission are two: promote peace and security in East Asia, and to further the ideal of democratic governance. To achieve that dual mission, EAI has consciously chose the strategy of developing itself as a network organization. This year alone, we have a total of 70 scholars working on 46 projects in the field of peace and security and democratic governance. We also have a little journal, Journal of East Asian Studies, that tries to develop East Asian studies as respected subfield in social sciences. And I believe that MacArthur Foundation's initiative will help us internationalize what we have been doing locally in Seoul, Korea. Cluster 2, which EAI serves as a coordinating institution, consists of 7 institutions. The cluster is set up with the mission to come up with practical ideas on the issues of how to prevent conflict in Northeast Asia. I think you will agree with me when I say that the Cluster 2, the institutions of Cluster 2, have much to work with to bring about that goal, prevention of conflict. The countries of sub-region, Northeast Asia, share much common interest, as demonstrated by the uninterrupted growth of trade and investment, spread of public concern of environment and climate change, troubled but still not dead framework of six-party talks, and the gestation of regionalist aspirations. At the same time, we also know that sub-region is internally fragmented by the forces of power rivalry, interest conflict, nationalism, and historical legacies, which, if left alone and untamed, would obstruct the realization of those common interests. I can talk about North Korea. I can also point out cross-strait relations. We can also think about the great power rivalry between China and Japan. The question is then how to build on common interests and manage differences so that the sub-region, Northeast Asia, continues to play the role of an engine for global prosperity and also stabilizer in global peace. Cluster 2 is set up with that, with a task to answer those questions, with the belief that knowledge is best served when peoples of different views and different experiences come together. Cluster 2 will pull together the resources from 7 institutions with the support of MacArthur Foundation. I look at this Cluster 2 as an effort to build an epistemic community, independent epistemic community. Let me just briefly list up the 7 institutions in Cluster 2. East Asia Institute is a core institution, but also carries 3 research topics, from alliance networks, to the future of North Korea, to the issue of identity and the rivalry that is bred by national identities. Peterson Institute looks at North Korean refugees as a window to look into North Korea. The kind of research data and the findings that Peterson Institute will come up with will be very helpful for other institutions to understand the domestic political dynamics that is driving North Korean foreign policy. Ilmin International Relations Institute at Korean University will look into North Korean future political development of North Korea and how the path of North Korean political development will affect on regional and peninsular security issues. The Institute of International Relations at National Chengchi University will look at the concept of security, try to redefine it so that the cross-strait relations will enter a genuinely new phase of coexistence and cooperation. Department of International Relations at Seoul National University will look into Sino-Korean conflict or differences, one of which will be North Korea and its foreign policy. Shanghai Center for RIMPAC Strategic International Studies will look at the issue of trust building and the possibility of peace agreement between the 2 peoples of China. Institute of International Strategic and Development Studies at Tsinghua University will look at the possibilities of trilateral US, PRC, and Taiwan dialogue on peace agreement. Let me close my talk with my genuine, my expression of a genuine gratitude to MacArthur Foundation to launch this marvelous, exciting, but also very challenging project. And 3 years from now, we'll look back and say, we did a hell of a good job. Thank you.